4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what?
All right, we are back. It's been a while. Washington Wrestling Podcast. We're here at the Gut Check Camp, and I'm here with a longtime family friend, mentor, Andy Cook, Washington legend, 3-time state champ out of Burlington Edison High School, and man, you've been all over the place, all over the world, coaching wrestling and stuff. Talk about where you're at now in your life, and then maybe we'll kind of rewind and talk about some of the past.
So currently I am living down in San Diego. Moved down there in October of 2024. So took in the new year down there, and I got hooked up at UC San Diego. I am their new club coach. We have an NCWA program, and just kind of on the push right now to just build. We're in the rec department. And so anybody 16 to 99 can join our program right now, which is an interesting scenario. I'm really excited that it was started. Our student body started it. And the school, UC San Diego, is absolutely one of the best in the country. So every one of the students that I've worked with there, 4-point in high school, valedictorians, they're all like the high end of the student specter, and they've done like 10 years worth of work to get us to where we are today, and then found me through a Facebook post. Small world. Yeah, I had 4 or 5 of my buddies message me, hey, have you seen this yet? And I hadn't, and sent the message off, and then they brought me in and hired me. So from there, I got hired through the California school system or university system, and just went to work. Been with the group we brought an athlete. We had 2 going, but one of them didn't end up making the trip out to women's nationals. And that was kind of like the first thing that I did with the group. Yeah. And then we went to Vegas. I had a couple athletes wrestle out there in the open division and in the junior division, or the U20. And from there, what we did was we got ourselves in the club program at UCSD. Well, at least got all the paperwork done and got the application in, and just waiting on whether or not we're accepted as a new club next year through the school. And what that will do, that will give us school funding. Right now, we are all student funded. They raised a little over $10,000 last year. Wow. Yeah, no doubt, right? Yeah, that's awesome. And then it's actually, we've got a little bit more coming in now. We've done a few camps. We've teamed up with Palomar and Tim Box. Coach Box is our USA beach coach. So I've had now 2 different beach clinics with him. We've got another beach clinic set for the 19th of July. And we're going to do a tournament with that. So we're just really trying to build the area up. We've got Poway High School, that's the monster in the area, and we've been really trying to work hand in hand with those guys. Without, it's a lot of times with wrestling, we get territorial, and sometimes that can really be a detriment to the athletes. So I've been really working my hardest to embrace everybody and keep that synergy in place, so that we don't have any hiccups, right? We want to make sure that we have open doors for everybody. Right. And with the club program, if we do get that in place, what that does is gets us inside the athletic department, where then we get weight room, we get personal training, we get all the athletic injury department stuff. So we get physical trainers, massage, cold tubs. It's a Division I school, so we get the Division I amenities. We just got moved from an outside gym to the inside gym to the Remax Center, where all the athletics are at. So that's a huge step for us. We'll have our own dedicated room there. And yeah, it's kind of
What are some of the, we were just talking about this, before we started the podcast and trying to get a program sanctioned. I don't even know what really goes into that. I know it's a lot of financial stuff. Those are probably the biggest hurdles. But what else is like some of the red tape that you have to get through to going from a club program to being a sanctioned program?
First thing, we're just in the rec department right now. Not just, but we're in the rec department. So the rec department will have like archery and I don't know, several different community programs that are open. But what we did do is we got ourselves an NCAA program. So being we're an NCAA program, that puts us in a spot where our college athletes now can compete with other NCAA programs. We can compete at the national championships. We can recruit kids in, as we are now a program that is recognized through that division. Through the school, what we have, our steps are, what we did this year was we checked all the boxes. We got competition schedule, we got a coach, we got athletes coming. We've got there was like a number of different things that we had to have in place in order to apply for club status on campus. With club status on campus, then that gives us the athletic department and the use of all of those. We can use the stuff now, but not the specific, like we will have our own times, we'll have our own coaches to help us through, where right now it's more just me and the group. I've got another coach, Stosh. He was kind of the original guy that jumped in, but with his work schedule, that's what opened up the job to me.
Yeah.
And with wrestling, what I've learned is when you get people that are interested in helping with wrestling, we don't run them off.
Yeah.
And so Coach Stosh has been like steadfast with giving me all the help that I need, all the backing that I need, from what he started with to being there at the open and getting us mats and helping us with like lots of little things that need to be in place. Right. So
building a team essentially right now, just making connections and networking with people around you. And you're in the right location, obviously, in Southern California, being able to do that.
La Jolla.
Yeah.
La Jolla, California is like probably one of the most beautiful cities in America.
Yeah.
And we're right on. This is crazy. This is like divine, I think. I drove down in October and I went straight to Black's Beach and surfed.
Nice.
Came up the hill and was just like, it's the base of my school is Black's Beach.
Oh man, I didn't know it was right there. That's crazy.
Right there, there. Yeah. So I was like, wow, wouldn't it be amazing to coach here, right? Like this could be home and I could just have my office right there and walk down the hill and here we are, 8 months later, and that's a little bit of reality in play. So I was gonna ask you just like about recruiting and giving a pitch to go to UCSD, but you kind of just did it right there. The location you really can't beat. I mean, if anybody's ever been to San Diego, I mean, it's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. But what other stuff besides the location, besides the beach? I mean, that would be number one for me. I would go wrestle there for that. But what are some of the other things for UCSD that you guys offer that you could, give a recruiting pitch to a wrestler that might be thinking about coming there? I would say the West Coast Ivy League, right? To get into school at UCSD, like straight out of high school, you need to have 4.5 grade point average. I mean, like high, like that's like only like 3% get let in with those high scores, right? Straight out. So it's a super high achieving school. I mean, I think the biggest pitch is that it's a top 5 research academy in the world.
Right.
And if you want to be a marine biologist or anything to do with marine biology or anything to do with the ocean, that's the spot.
Love it.
And doctors too. It's like the school I would say, like, I don't think you can get an accounting degree. It's the boss of the accountants is who is at school there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
that's great.
That's been the coolest part. Like really the push that these athletes have have done has been all student based, right? I didn't get interviewed by the college. I got interviewed by the student body.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, yeah, we like you as a coach. We're going to get you hired on. Here's the people you need to talk to at the school.
You know what's funny though? You just look like a Southern California guy too, by the way.
Right.
Like, I don't know how you were born and raised here in Washington. Like, you've always kind of had that Cali vibe to me. So it just feels like perfect.
I'll tell you why. My parents, both of them, grew up in Southern California.
Oh,
My
there we
dad
go.
graduated from Mission Bay High School.
Oh, okay.
My aunt and uncle live in Cardiff by the Sea. My uncle was a marine biologist and worked at Scripps. Right
Now
over
it's all
top.
making sense.
So
I've known you my whole life, and
Yeah.
now it's finally coming full circle and making sense. That's
I was
hilarious.
boogie boarding in North County, San Diego from age 5. So surfing and the ocean has been a part of my life growing up. When I had the opportunity to move down and learn to surf, I jumped and moved straight down and started surfing.
Love it.
It's real funny. My neck injury was like one of the main reasons why I was like, all right, I need to do some sort of rehab, and surfing was like the best rehab that I had for my posture, for my neck, the way it makes me like hold and keep my body like on a surfboard has been like, it's
Game
huge.
changer.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
I don't take anything for my 5 massive neck surgeries. I live a good life, right? So that's been a real blessing. And so now my rehab is my favorite thing to do other than wrestling.
That's awesome. Let's switch gears here. We're with Andy Cook here, head coach of UCSD, the Tritons, down there in Southern California. We're at the Gut Check camp. Aaron Brooks is here. He's walking in the middle of the mats right now. We got meet Laura. She just got done with one of her sessions. We had Andy mic'd up earlier, going around and coaching some of the kids here. Talk about the camp. Talk about why you're here. How you got connected with Mark Kay and some of these folks, and talk about the camp.
So Mark came, wanted to get a meeting with me over a year ago, a year and a half ago, I guess. And he really wanted to push the camp system. He wanted Gut Check brand to be more than just a tournament. And so he brought me in as a director of camps, if you will. I don't know that I hold any title, but that's kind of where he's
like a
put me in
consultant
place.
type of role?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Through the contacts, he had already and had contacts with Brooks and some of the other Greg Kirkliet was in here last year, and but I was able to have some contact with the Mitt and get that name over to him, and he was like, who do you think we should bring? I was like, the hottest name in wrestling right now was Amit Elor, just won the Olympic title. I was like, man, that would be like epic if we could get her. So I connected those two together, and right then was when I was making my transition down to California. So Mark's just been a really a big help for me. He's been part of saving me from digging. He's brought me up, and now this is my 3rd camp with him and with the group. And what brings me here? We have Sammy Colbray. I don't know if he got announced much, but Sammy is one of the best from the Northwest, 4-time state champ out of Oregon, wrestled for Iowa State, was I believe a round of 12er blood rounder at the national tournament.
Wow.
Right there to be an All-American. So what Mark's done is he's brought around really quality people, and Lisa Ellis, small world. Lisa was the first girl that I ever coached at USA Everett. So we've been, I've been knowing Lisa for 15 plus years.
Yeah.
So it's just really a blessing to be able to bring this group together. Mark's done an amazing job at promoting, obviously getting us here in the Showwear Center for this event. So killer.
Yeah.
Really
This it's awesome, man. Yeah, just being around great people and great clinicians and all that. What's give the people like a pitch of what Andy Cook gives you when you're out there coaching. People who don't know you, I know you. You're a lively guy. You're like, to me, to be honest, like you were probably one of, if not my favorite coaches growing up, because a lot of the old school coaches just didn't really jive with me. And like you kind of brought in this almost like a Pete Carroll type of scenario where you're kind of like a wrestler coach, players coach. Yeah. So
I think that's probably my biggest asset. I have a ability to connect with the athletes, even ones that maybe aren't understanding the movement or maybe aren't buying in necessarily to what's happening. I can usually get them to have like a little spark in their eye and give them a flare.
Perspective was a really good thing for me when you were coaching me, was making things make sense instead of just telling somebody what to do. You're explaining it and giving it more of a flavor in that sense. But yeah,
I think that's like how that works, right? We try and build a bridge with the athlete to the technique. So
everybody's different too.
Yeah, all different. And I was blessed with having like a crazy wrestling mind. So I would say like I'm on the spectrum for wrestling, like knowledge. I've seen so much of it. I had Coach Bessemer, and I even Rex Phoebus, my very first coach. My whole bar series came from him and was reinforced through the years. I had Jay Breckenridge, who a legend in Washington State. I watched those guys coach and listened to them, and I pulled in tons of that old school mentality, but I was able to be young enough and have enough like flair to be able to teach the old school technique in a fresh sense.
Yeah,
to the
kind of
guys.
bridging that gap a little bit,
Right?
Generational gap there.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I bring to the table. Lucky me, I know wrestling like ridiculously. I don't know why I have it like that, but I shut my eyes and I could see the technique and I could see, how it all works really well for whatever reason. And so, I feel like I can give back like that.
Talk about a couple last questions here. Talk about your summer plans for the summer, more wrestling camps, anything else going on? I think you were mentioning something earlier to me about.
Yeah, this week is a big week. Up here in Washington visiting family. I get to be here at this camp, and then I'm heading over to OMAC, and I get to coach with Jean Fan. He is the Evergreen women's coach, absolute legend. If you don't know Coach Fan, you definitely need to get to know him. I'd say technically probably the best coach that I've been around in all of America. And I've been around the world. I would put him in the top echelon, a top 5 coach in the world. And we got him right here in Washington. So
what are you guys doing on OMAC of all places? You're trying to
Coach called me up. He's like, hey, they want to do it. Come bring us to OMAC. Do you want to go? And I was like, OMAC? Oh my!
Dude, they got some hammers out there, bro. Daryl Mampuya, who is just on our team,
I watched right now. I think in the highlight reel, it was Nampunya doing like a wrist duck, left side wrist duck to a dirty movement.
The old junkyard dogs out there, bro, with the Mitchells, and I mean, I don't know if OMAC is super connected.
It's all right there, though. Yeah, no doubt about it.
We're gonna try and get out to a Tenasket Okanagan duel this year.
You know how killer that would be?
Yeah, the dual meets are our favorite because the fans pack the house, if it's a good rivalry, and that's like one of those rivalries.
Well, father, son.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
You got to be there for that, right?
All the cowboy hats.
All the cowboy hats. Cole Dennison and Tenasket. Cole's the same age as me. We're both
been there forever. Yeah.
Cole Dennison may be the strongest human at his size there is. I bet you he could beat up a bull.
Yeah.
And I love the tradition in Washington. Like I saw you guys do the Toppenish versus Ording duel this year. I chimed in on that. I mean, I just watched a little bit of it, but like that's huge. That's what we need for our sport. Like, thank you, Sammy, so much.
Yes, sir, man. That's what we're trying to do. And the same thing for you. I mean, we're trying to get more people plugged into college programs. So whatever we can do to help, we're happy to help. And
for sure.
It's cool to see you here. Cool to see you giving back and all that. But
I got one last cool thing to talk about.
Do it. Let's go.
All right. So 2 days ago, Team Washington's 14U team was Greco national champions.
Yep.
And they wrestled against California in the finals. So not only did I have like the bloodline of Mason Phillips,
Yeah.
which is like direct bloodline of my coaching,
Yep.
but your brother, Jordan Otto, who is direct bloodline from Bessemer. So it's like literally we're all in there. And then the finals was against California. And I've got multiple athletes that I'm personally training right now that are on that California team. And it ended up coming down to like one of my wrestlers from California versus the Washington team, and Washington ended up sneaking the win out right there. But it wasn't because the Cali girl wasn't a monster,
Oh, man.
right?
Scary, bro.
Miss Rice is on, and she's gonna be something big.
Yeah.
But I felt really, really connected with that team, with not only my athletes, like 3 or 4 of them that train with me personally were on the Cali team, and then the coaching staff on the Washington team. And I've got to work with a few of the girls that were on that Washington team through going up to Outlaw and helping with Mason up there. But
Ty Lundquist says, "What's up, Andy?"
Oh, what up, Ty?
Yeah.
He's got a bloodline, huh? Holy smokes, the Lundquist, the killers.
Yeah, we get Kasich for one last year here.
Yeah.
And see what he can do. But yeah, man, it's been fun, man. And we'll let you get back to it. I know we got to get some lunch in us and get ready for a little bit of Aaron Brooks, but appreciate you, man.
Hey, Sammy, my man.
Let's
I appreciate you. Let's go.
All
Let's
right.
go, Team Washington,
Yes,
Team Cali.
sir. Thank you, Kamaic and girls. Appreciate you. See you guys next
Go
time.
Tritons.
4, 3, 2, 1.